ladies, episode 7.
Seven.
Come on. Oh my goodness, these 7 weeks. Boom, gone.
7 weeks. Can you believe that it's been 7 weeks that we've done this every single Saturday?
I know, it's absolutely crazy. But how much fun have we had? We've had such a laugh, we really have.
It has been.
It took us about, 5.5 weeks to work out how to do this.
No. We're not the most technical. Normally, that's
It just like enough that we were like, well, I can't talk to you. We'll just have to pre-record everything. Did you hear on last week's, I won't mention names, but people were trying to type messages to Davina when we were on?
Really? Oh, bless.
Because obviously we're pre-record, aren't we? And people were actually watching it live, obviously pre-recorded, and going, tappy tap tap, Davina, why? What are you doing for the Eurovision? No, it's
You never know. We might do a live at some point when we actually figure out how to do it. But
the problem with that, the problem what we found, and I think that a lot of people have asked why we're not singing numbers together, and there's a delay. There's an absolute delay on our music. So I'll be doing it, mind you, no different for me. I'll be doing a completely different verse to chorus. That's my style. I just sing anything I want.
Can I just say,
doing Moulin Rouge?
I was going to say, I love your little boudoir you got going on there.
I know, it's the Moulin Rouge.
I'm in the alley.
Yeah.
As always.
No change there then, darling. So listen, so how did you think Davina's interview went?
Wasn't she lovely?
She was adorable. I was a bit... But I know it was good. It was really lovely. And who have we got this week, baby? This
week we have the fabulous Janice Robinson from Livin Joy. I know. She's a dreamer. She's a dreamer. We met her on the X Factor, didn't we, babes?
Now I need to ask you this, and I'm sorry, Janice, you'll probably laugh when you see this. But whereabouts was she talking to us from?
She was in Florida.
I thought it was sunny. I thought
she's in Florida.
She's not in Bognor Regis. Oh, she was in Florida. Oh, how international of us.
I know, get on.
A little X Factor friend. Well, listen, we could gas all night. You'll probably edit this down to me just going, hello. But anyway, listen, guys, we hope that you enjoy episode 7. Hopefully you're still safe and sound in the old lockdown. And although things have been said that it's getting looser, use your common sense, people. All right? Use your common sense. Because obviously it's not an excuse to all gad about and all meet up and we have a second. All right, my love. So that was my serious bit for you all. We love you, we love you, we love you. Enjoy the program.
Bye.
Hi, welcome. This is Special K with breaking news. This week we're doing a special on lockdown lingo. The Corona Coaster, the ups and downs of your mood during the pandemic. A quarantini is an experimental cocktail mixed from whatever ingredients you have left in the house. Cleaning products are not advised, but mouthwash does contain alcohol, so pop in an ice cube and go and treat yourself. The coronial. This is a good one. It's similar to the millennial, babies that are conceived or born during the coronavirus lockdown. Be careful, people. There is a television set. Now, coronadose is an overdose on bad news, consuming too much media during a time of crisis. Don't get down, but obviously keep watching Special K on Breaking News. The elephant in the Zoom is the glaring issue during a video conferencing call that nobody dare mention when one participant has dramatically put on weight or suddenly sprouted terrible facial hair or worryingly has a messy house visible in the background. Anti-social distancing, which we all should be doing, using health precautions as an excuse for snubbing neighbours and generally ignoring people. You're going to have to go back to reality soon, people. And finally, there's the COVID-10. This is a big one. The £10 in weight that you have gained from, well, basically comfort drinking. It's also known as fattening the curve. This is Special K with your lockdown lingo.
Well, you know what? The sale's just getting started.
I mean, Sharon, I can't believe it. I mean, we were fired from the council.
I know, I cannot believe it, Karen. We were the best two on there.
I mean, my customer complaints department was renowned to be amazing.
I won Team Member of the Month, at least. Right, well, I never won it, but I could have won it, couldn't I? Oh, it's absolutely outrageous. But yeah, holiday complaints, we're here, we're winning. What have you got now?
Amazing. I mean, for goodness sake. Anyway, how are you feeling now we're working for the holiday complaints? Hello, Karen from Holiday Complaints. Can I help you? You found the sand was not like the sand in the brochure. Your brochure shows the sand is yellow, but it was white. I think you're a sand racist. Thank you, bye.
Oh, hello, Sharon from Holiday Complaints. How can I help you? You went on a canoe trip and nobody told you that there was no toilets on board and it was rather inconvenient. Well, what did you expect? It's a two-man canoe, my darling. We're not into that over here. No, thank you. Bye, 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 bye.
Cheek of that. Hello? Hello, yeah. In the brochure it said the town was next to a volcano, but you went there and there was no lava, so you're pretty sure it was just a mountain. Yeah, well, it probably was, my darling. Do you know what I mean? It's not Pompeii. Bye, bye, bye. Oh, my Lord.
Hello, Sharon from Customer Complaints. Yes. Oh, you went to the theme park, right? Okay. Was it good? No. Why not? Oh, there was no sign on the hot air balloons saying that you shouldn't go on it if you're scared of heights. Right. What did you expect it to take you, my darling? Did you think it was a little land cruiser? No, well, no, we can't give you money back. Thank you. Bye, 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 bye.
Hello, Karen from the Holiday Complaints. Can I help you? And what's your complaint, darling? You had to queue outside and there was no air conditioning. Bye! Oh, for God's sake.
Oh my God, these bloody complaints, Karen. They're a nightmare today. You wouldn't believe it. Right. Oh, hi there, Sharon from Customer Holiday Complaints. How can I help? Oh, yes, you went to a water park. Lovely. Oh, it wasn't? Nobody told you had to bring your own swimming trunks and towels. Well, were you planning on going in the nude? No? So you would rather wear somebody else's? Well, each to their own, each to their own.
Hello, 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 hey, hi, it's Karen here. Yes, what's your complaint, my darling, about your holiday? The beach was too sandy. Get a grip. Bye, 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 bye.
Hello, Sharon from Customer Holiday Complaints. How can I help you? You got wet while you were riding the rapids. Maybe you should try the go-karts next time, my darling. I don't give a shit about your purse. Well, no, you won't be getting your money back. Thank you. Bye, 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 bye.
Now, what are we all right? Hello, how are you? Yeah, you okay there? Yeah. Oh, wait, you went what? Sorry, my darling. The local women were too beautiful, and it made you feel bad about yourself. Well, you need to get some therapy, darling. Do you know what I mean? If you feel bad about yourself, you know. I mean, I feel amazing. I mean, do you know.
Oh, hello. Sharon, Customer Complaints. How can I help? You were in Spain recently, and you went to the local store, and you were extremely disappointed because they didn't have any custard creams. My darling, you were in Spain, you weren't in the local Aldi. What were you expecting? Maybe just go to your local corner shop and stock up and bring them next time.
Hello, 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 hello. Hi. Yes, what is it, my darling? Yeah. You went to a local market while you were on holiday and bought some Ray-Ban sunglasses for €5. From a street trader, and you've just found out they're fake. Really?
I tell you what, oh, it's raining there, babes.
Jesus Christ, it's raining! Sharon, look! Oh my Lord! It's chucking it down outside. Or is that the bloke next door relieving himself, a cheeky bugger?
Well, I bloody hope it's not.
Anyway, I'll carry on, for goodness sake. What was that, my darling? Your fiancé and you booked a twin-bedded room, but you were placed in a double-bedded room. Yeah, okay. And the problem was? You hold us responsible for the fact that you're now pregnant. And it wouldn't have happened if you'd been put in the room you booked. Yeah, whatever. Bye. Sharon, for goodness sake, this is ridiculous.
Horrendous. Where do we get them from?
Hi gang, and welcome to day 4079 of isolation. I hope you're all keeping well. I wanted to sing this next song for you guys because I want you to know there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I couldn't think of a more apt song for me to sing to you, so here we go with this one.
They can come true, yeah, they can come true. Move a step closer, you know that I want you. I can tell by your eyes that you want me to. Just a question of time, I knew we'd be together, and and that you'll be mine. I want you here forever. Do you hear what I'm saying? You gotta see how I feel. I can't believe you're here, but I know that you're real. I know what I want, and baby, it's you. I can't deny my feelings because they are true. Yeah, dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have them. You know you got to be strong. Dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have them. You know you got to be strong. I've seen you sometimes on your own ending cries. I knew I had to have you. My heart's never let me down. Now you're by my side, and I feel so blue. I've nothing to hide, don't feel that I ever could. Do you hear what I'm saying? You gotta see how I feel. I can't believe you're here, but I know that you're real. I know what I want, and baby, it's you. I can't deny my feelings because they are true. Yeah, dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have them. You know you got to be strong. Dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have them. You know you got to be strong. I'm not making plans for tomorrow. Let's live for tonight. You know I want you, baby, so hold me so tight. Put your arms around me, you make me feel so safe. Then you whisper in my ear that you're here to stay. Yeah, dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have them. You know you got to be strong. Dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have them. You know you got to be strong. Dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have them. You know you got to be strong. Dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have them. You know you got to be strong.
Thank you very much. God bless.
Welcome to another little segment, Miss Special K. This is your idea, so you take it away. Go on.
Well, I thought that you need to get to know a little bit more about us, because obviously you know, Crystal, and you know me, Miss Special K, as our characters, but maybe you've just met us online, or you've met us since we've been in the UK. So I thought we maybe want to do 5 questions to each other, and you can find a little bit more about each of us, whether it's our drag persona or us as us. Okay, so question 1, Crystal.
Right.
Okay. How did you start in the business? As in, show?
There's no business like it. I started, when did I start? Quite a few years ago. And I started at Butlins in Minehead, and I was a red coat there. I think that would have been 2005 maybe. And then from there I progressed into the performing team, and from there production manager, and then I went out and I met you, and you know the rest, because the rest is
Yes.
me in drag.
The rest is there. It is. Okay, your question.
So how did you decide on the name Special K?
Oh, I was christened, because I don't know whether people know this, but you're not meant to come up with your own drag name. You're supposed to be christened. You're drag christened. A lot of people have drag mothers, which are people who are like their mentors and things like that, who'll help them with the things like tuck and, you know, things like that. Things that you wouldn't normally know about if you were just, well, you wouldn't. Anyway, so I was in London, living there, and a friend of mine came into a bar, and I was trying to think of a new act. And he said, oh my God, you should be called Special K, have 2 dancers and call them the Flakes. So it would be Special K and the Flakes. And then the Special K sort of followed me through, and it's been a bit of a double-edged sword, so to speak, because of branding, because of Kellogg's, and also because of a certain drug which you use on horses, or horse drug, or I don't know. See, I don't know anything about drugs, you see. But anyway, so people would say to me, oh, is that what you're named after? Either a cornflake or a serious Class A drug. Nice.
Your legacy.
So your question, is it my time to ask you, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, your question for me.
Yeah, okay. So who was the best celebrity you've ever met, and who was the nicest? So there's a double question.
Oh, best and nicest. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to edit this one because I don't have a bloody clue. Nicest and the best. I'd say one of the nicest ones that I kind of virtually met was Davina last week on the show. She was really lovely, very genuine. And I'd say meeting in person, I would say Robbie Williams, actually. I think Robbie was really down to earth.
Yeah, Robbie, of course, X Factor. Oh my goodness, yeah. He was adorable.
He was just really lovely, and he got us. He had a laugh with us. Yeah, I'd say, yeah, he was just really lovely. So, Special K.
Yes, darling.
If you weren't performing, or doing anything creative, what would you be doing?
I think, and you're going to laugh at this. Okay. I'd like to be a therapist.
A therapist? I could see you doing that. I could, Auntie K.
I mean, I've got a big sofa. That's a start. That's a start. And usually when I talk, I bore people anyway, so they'll be really relaxed. And I'm nosy. I like to know a lot of people's business. So, and I like telling them my opinion, even if they don't want it. I give it, they ignore it. No, that's something I'd really like to have done. I think I'd have been quite good. I think a lot of people talk to me anyway as me, the other me. Do you know what I mean? Just catching up and being sort of like a little bit of a shoulder.
Yeah.
Or a helping hand. So so I think that's what I would do. That's serious, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that question to you, babe. What if you weren't drag and show business? What would have been your dream job?
Prostitute.
A prostitute. Oh, honey.
No.
That on the side.
To be fair, I wouldn't make that much if I was doing that. No, I think that I would like to be a nurse, actually.
Because you were training. Did you start training to be a nurse, didn't you?
I did, yeah. When I was 17, I started training. But just at that time, I just wasn't ready to do that kind of job. So I think I'd be a nurse. Just bring a little bit of home.
A big shout out to all the nurses at the moment as well, because we love you, NHS.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Unbelievable what you guys have been doing. Is it whose question is it now? Yours?
My question.
I think it's the fourth one.
This is the fourth one. My question to Special K. Okay, Special K.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you the power of a time machine. We're going to jump 10 years in the future. Where are we and what are we doing?
Would you know what I would love? 10 years, oh my Lord, I've just worked out how old I'll be. Hopefully there'll be surgery done by then. In 10 years' time, if I'm still alive,
we'll go 5.
What I would like to achieve, I would like to do the show like we did at Snowball. I would like to do a show like that, which a lot of people don't know, but because of what's happened on the LD, we were supposed to be touring a theatre show this year, and obviously it didn't happen. So that would have been almost the sort of evolution of the involvement of what Snowball was into our brand new show. And so I'd love to do that. I'd love to have had that on the road. I'd like to do more of this. I mean, there's lots of going on in the background, isn't there? Which we're in chats with at the moment. So that's quite exciting. Tap, 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 tap. But again, everything because of the LD, LDL is on hold. So so in 10 years' time, there's still so much that I think we could do. And there's a lot. I tell you what I would love to do. I would love to do a cruise contract because I think it would be really camp.
Yeah.
The squirrels at sea.
Yeah, so if there's
Washing
any
nuts.
directors watching and like want to have us, then now is the time to get us
Oh my
booked.
God. We would
Hashtag.
be so good. We can sing round a piano, so we can do a set at the cocktail bar. Then we can dash down to the theatre and do a lovely little show there. We've got lots of quick costume changes. I can bung in a bit of Cher. You can bung in a bit of Tina. You know, we're all over it. We're over it.
You
Anyway,
do
so
it.
that's... So, and you, what is your... Last question for you. Jump forward 10 years.
10 years.
You'll be
Yeah,
married.
I think very much the same. Yeah, hopefully I'll be married by then. Once all the lockdown and that is over, we can actually look at venues again. So I'd like to be married. Very much the same as you, though. We're very goal orientated, and I think we always want to push ourselves on what we want to do. And as I say, Snowball at Christmas was just unbelievable. We got creative rain, and we really let ourselves explore that. And I think that hopefully a lovely venue that's watching will snap us up and go, look, here you go, girls. This is the venue. Do what you want, and then we can just do that again. We can have our dances,
which we'd love to do. And I mean, the thing is it goes without saying, in the next 10 years, obviously we wish health and happiness to our family and our friends.
Oh gosh,
we won't want anything horrible to happen. We'd like everything to go fabulous. But work-wise, I think we're both on the same train. Chugga chugga choo choo. Chugga chugga choo choo. Well, that's our 5 questions to each other. And we'll see you soon. Oh, by the way, if you want to ask us any questions, send them in. Tappity tap tap. And if they're rude, I'll answer them.
We will. Anything. Nothing's off limits. Send them into our little Squirrels page and we'll answer them.
Wow, the squirrels are in the building.
Yay! Hi, how are you?
Oh my God, this is so amazing. You guys are like my favorite. You're so authentic. You're so real.
Thank you, baby. It's so lovely to see you. Honestly, you are a complete joy.
Let me show you. Let me see. Let me see. Can you see that view from my house?
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous.
That's what I'm looking at. See, I got my red cup.
I'm with you.
You've got your red cup.
I got it's all about what's in the red cup. We got our cups, all right. I got kids. I got to keep mine in the red cup.
So how have you been on the lockdown, baby?
Well, I was going so much since the show that I actually really appreciate the lockdown because it just made me be still.
Yeah.
And I have been going since May of 2018, which is 2 years. My daughter got the diagnosis with the brain tumor. Yeah. So my life was really it was just really intense.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned into a superwoman, supermom, because it's my teenage daughter who was only 15 at the time, and I had to be so strong for her. But you know what? My body needed this rest. My mind needed this.
But for you personally, Janice, I think what you did is you had to make a real choice. You had to move. You had to stop and say, look, I've got a personal thing that I need to deal with here, plus earning a living. That's the thing, isn't it? You're having to gig, having to do shows, having to do events, and also. And I had
I beat my feet. I hustled. I worked. I did shows. I kept going and going. And then life just has a way of making you stop, whether it's a pandemic or whether it's a health emergency where I had to have a major surgery in October, end of October, right after my last gig. Thank God I got my 2 daughters. Yeah.
Gosh, thing to go through.
They thought it was cancer. I went through that all quietly.
Well, we said this. We said this. I went through another very, very close, horrible thing, didn't I, Crystal? And I never put anything on Facebook. I never put anything on social
Yeah.
media. I dealt with it, had the operation. I got the all clear. It's all good, and we carry on, don't we? That's what
And
we
you
do,
carry
Janet.
on, yes,
That's
because a
what we
lot of
do.
times you need all your strength for yourself. You know,
Uh,
I love social media. It's a great way to connect, but when
Yeah,
you're really going through real life, like
yeah,
real life altering health emergencies, need surgeries,
yeah,
possible cancer diagnosis, you got to do it privately and as strong, and you have to have your inner circle. Your inner world has to be sacred. It has to
yeah,
be cohesive. It has to be strong, because the
yeah,
hardest thing
yeah,
about being in the public eye is when you go through some real shit privately.
yeah.
Mm.
And not everybody, and all it takes is that one internet troll asshole to
Oh,
just set you off. You
yeah.
Come.
don't need that.
We were very lucky. I mean, me and Crystal were very lucky because within the X Factor journey, we had each other. So I always had that moment where I could turn and look at Crystal and go, "This is
Thank,
madness. This is
thank
silly.
God.
This is silly reality
Oh, it's a
show."
mind. It's a mind fuck. I'm sorry, bad
They,
language.
they,
Don't use
but
that
they,
language, kids. Out, because see, I came up in the music industry
yeah,
when you just had to have talent, be at the right place at the right time, and when there
absolutely.
was that moment for you to shine, you shine. And I mean, my first tour was with New Kids on the Block. Okay,
Wow.
and the big famous, yeah, the big famous producer Maurice Starr, who discovered New Edition, New Kids on the Block. He saw me, and I was visiting my god brother, who was the musical director for New Kids on the Block on tour. And he said, "Who's that? Who's that? Who's that young girl that just came in the studio? Tell her to come up here." And so I went up there. I was 20, and he's like, "Can you sing? I like your look." And I was like, "Yeah, I sang a song while this very breezy looking old man looked at me. I felt like a fish in a time, and I wasn't worried because I knew everybody was downstairs, but I was upstairs by myself in a room
Yeah.
with a
Mm.
big greasy and
Ugh.
I sang, but he was a star maker, and I
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
singing, and I remember him putting me in a group that was the background singer for the opening act on the New Kids on the Block summer tour. It was 1990, and I learned early on, very early on, how I'm supposed to be treated and
Yeah.
how things are supposed to be run.
Yeah, I think one of the things that, well, a couple of things have come from the X Factor. Obviously, we got to know you a little bit better, and it was
Oh,
so lovely to actually see you from such a seasoned pro. And I guess another thing, when you were on that television and you were doing those performances, your sets were unbelievable.
yeah, they spent a lot of money on me. I guess I got
They did. They did.
Stunning. So I guess like what we all want to know now is we know you, I'm a Dreamer, such a big anthem. Have you got any more club classics in the pipeline that you've been working on while we've been
I
locked down?
actually listen. I actually just did a teaser video. I edited it myself. I'm sure we'll shoot a real video. But there's a UK DJ from the drum and bass world that I just did a record with. Oh my God. Let me just tell you guys. It's called Devotion.
Yeah.
And it is, I've never done drum and bass in my life. That
Yeah.
whole world is not my world. But he came to me and sent me the track, and I was like, "Hey, that track is fire." And so it's like two different people from two different worlds coming
Yeah.
together, and
Amazing.
it's so sick. I really hope I can post the teaser video sometime in the next couple of days. But that's like, I've taken my time because that was a lot of exposure, especially for someone who already had a hit, already
Yeah.
has notoriety,
Yeah.
to come back in a new generation in this new form of instant notoriety stuff,
Yeah.
and to be going through such a personal heartache of my daughter being visually impaired and having
Yeah.
a brain tumor. That was like a lot psychologically. And I said, one of the things that I noticed the difference between me and, let's say, the other contestants, they have not stopped to have private life.
Yeah.
Some of them have, but many of them are just drenched in their social media nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. And my biggest advice to anyone doing this, you have to have your craft. You have to work on your craft privately.
Yeah.
And you have to prepare things that sometimes taking your time is always the best. So when you arrive like royalty. You arrive like a star. You know,
Yeah.
stars just don't be here every day in your face, in your face, in your face. Stars
Yeah.
show up, they shine, and then they go away to work more on the next thing they're going to offer you. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah, definitely.
So
I think
I struggle with social media sometimes because sometimes I'm getting ready to go for a bike ride. You see, I'm gonna ride. I'm gonna try and ride to the beach. I'm gonna see how I do, but I live in such a beautiful city, and I'm like, I want to ride my bike more. I have time. Before, when last year I was touring so much in 2019, and it was great. I was on tour with Ministry of Sound Orchestra, 50-piece orchestra, and a lot of people tried to work with me, but their intentions were wrong. See, that's the thing. Some people out here, they inbox me and they're just trying to jump on a bandwagon. I don't do bandwagons, okay?
Yeah.
That's why I love you. I love you both so much because we've stayed in touch in our own unique way, and it's genuine. I
So
like authenticity. I do.
well, you've got to have it. You've got to have it. And like I've been hearing little birds saying that you're maybe changing your sound up a little bit, maybe in the
Well,
future.
here's the thing. Little birds are chirping. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm a songwriter. And there's a whole musical journey that people in the UK are not aware of. I've written over 37 singles. Many of them were hits in Belgium, Australia, uh, Japan, Italy, and I've written hits for other people. 37 of them are for other people. But then I just had a big hit in Italy called There Must Be Love with David Morales, legendary David Morales. So Dreamer will always be Dreamer, and that was 25 years ago. But I've gone through a lot of life since Dreamer. And a lot of life, it's the life I go through that comes through the music that I write. Saturday night, somewhere in the world, and makes people happy. I'm at peace with that.
I think
on Saturday night, somewhere in the world, somebody is dancing to, if it's not Dreamer, it's Earthbeat. If it's not Earthbeat, it's There Must Be Love. If it's not There Must Be Love, it's Every Breath. That's a record I did with John Delbeck. If it's not Every Breath, it's I've got tons of songs, and even Children. Children was massive in Manchester. Do you think anybody ever called me to come sing that? It was so massive in Manchester. I was like, wow. And Sweetest Day of May, Joe T. Vanelli, he took all the notoriety, but it was my song and my voice. So I've dedicated my life to the dance floor. I've dedicated, and this garage and drum and bass will probably be my last dance record. Maybe I got one more in me. I want to stand. I want to put on a pretty dress, and I want to sing next to the piano, because that's a side of me that I really need to show, because that's kind of who I am before the dance floor stole me.
The dance floor stole you. I love it.
I come from the world. I love Shirley Bassey. I love Nina Simone. I love Celine Dion, and I was writing those kinds of records before I even wrote a dance record, and it's really who I am. I love piano. I love to dress and look pretty. So I want to do that. At this age in my life, I'm not sure if I want to run around, with 135 BPMs going. This is another thing. A lot of people don't realize I was Tina Turner's opening act on her farewell tour, and she was 63. Wow. She was 63, and I was 30 at the time. And I remember standing there watching my idol rip and run, doing her thing. And I said to myself, I'm gonna be 53. I know I don't look it. Everybody's like, oh my God.
I know.
But I'm gonna be 53, and I wanna kind of go in the path that works for my health. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'm working on a documentary, which I want you both to do an interview for it. Please, I would love to have you in it.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but I'm telling my story because I think it's a really inspirational one. You know, for me to show back up at 50 years old and say, hey, you know, I think the world needs to know who I am. Let me just see what this feels like. They stay in your life for a reason. You know, there's seasons, reasons, lifetime. And I just really hope that you guys can just stay a part of my life and we continue to keep pressing forward. I got so much love for you both.
We love you.
Well, we hope you enjoyed episode 7. We had fun, didn't we, Crystal?
Oh, it's always an absolute blast. Even though I don't know what I've done yet because I've not recorded it and this is pre-recorded.
Don't tell them that, you're giving away all the secrets. But anyway, come on, tell me, who's our next week's special guest on Squirrels Meets?
Next week, we've got someone very juicy and gorgeous meeting the Squirrels. We've got the gorgeous X Factor star, Daniel Johnson.
Woohoo! Someone's knocking on the door. Someone's ringing you.
Ring my bell anytime he wants.
Ding dong. See you next week, people.
Bye.